What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It is a lovely fall day in Toronto. 18, 19 degrees out, sun's out, nice and warm. I'm in a t-shirt. November 4th or 5th or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm heading out to a dinner meeting with a business partner just to update on some stuff that's going on in our world. And I got this question that I hadn't noticed on my comments. I didn't realize there was private messages on YouTube. So guy was asking about guilt in making money, and it's an interesting question because the way he described it was, I think that the thing that's stopping me from being successful is I feel guilty for making money. He trades in Forex, foreign exchange stuff. I don't have any experience in that, so I'm really not sure how that works, but he's not really applying himself because he's feeling like he's not adding any value to people's lives. He thinks that because he is traded in foreign currency, that I guess he's taken away value from people, or he's not really doing anything of any substance, and it conflicts with his core values. You saw one of my other videos where he was talking about how stress comes from conflict in your core values, and it resonated with him, and he wants to know what my experience is with guilt and making money. So I can't remember his name. I think it was Michael. Sorry, Michael. Let's say it's Michael. So dude, here's the thing about making money. If like look at some of the richest people in the world, they don't get to where they are because they don't do anything productive. I mean, Bill Gates didn't amass his huge wealth because he's an idiot or because the software sucked. I know a lot of people criticize it and Windows this and that, it's garbage, but the guy has so much money and he's done so much good with it that even guys like Warren Buffett have come along and said, here's my money, go and spend it too on good causes. So amassing wealth isn't something that you should feel guilty about. Having shitloads of money because you're doing good in the world or because you're doing something useful is a good thing. Now, that being said, there are people out there that are total scammers. They will create some bogus product or service, charge credit cards, recurring charges that are erroneous or illegal or whatever, and they put poor people in a poorer place. Those people are fucking idiots. I mean, that's all I can say about it. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing something to make money for yourself, it doesn't matter if you're trading stocks, it doesn't matter if you're doing foreign exchange. There doesn't always have to be a beneficiary that sees some value in what you're doing. I guess speaking to Forex, for example, I'm sure there's some value there for people that are, living in certain countries that you're trading currency and the currency's going up and down. It ties into the economic cycles of what's going on in the world. It's totally normal. It's totally good stuff. It's not like you're producing, iPhones or computers or tires or whatever, but you're doing something. You're not ripping people off. You're creating wealth for yourself, so that's a good thing. I don't understand people that, get so caught up in this, oh, I don't know that I deserve the success. I don't know that I'm, that I'm worth it or whatever. Well, yeah, you are. Had to merge there very quickly. You are. If you've got bucks to lucks because you've been successful at something you've been doing for a prolonged period of time, good for you. Pat yourself on the back. There are going to be haters. There are people that are going to, poke at you and say, well, do you really deserve it? Well, what good are you doing with it? One of the things my dad always used to tell me was, Richard, love people and use money, never do it the other way around. And that's always resonated with me. I've always treated my staff very well. I think it's important that that you give back to where you can. I coached young entrepreneurs for a while. I've helped friends out with so many sticking points in their business. So I give back in my own personal ways, but I also create value in my business as well. Like, my company gets people out of credit card debt. We save people shitloads of money. If somebody comes in with $20,000, $30,000 in debt, we get them out of debt for half, sometimes even less. Now, that being said, they're not always thrilled. There's always somebody that's going to be a critic that always wanted more, or thought that more should have happened, or it should have happened quicker. Truth of the matter is, you can't make everybody happy. There's always going to be some critics. There's always going to be somebody crying about it. So back to the original point of, should you feel guilty about making money? Fuck no. If you're making money and you're ethical and you're doing something that's creating some physical good, great. If you're creating a service that's saving people money or creating some sort of value or educating them, great. Just make sure that you're doing something. If you're creating wealth for yourself, trading stocks and bonds and things like that, great. You know, just do something. Do something that is worthwhile, that's measurable, and don't ever feel guilty for making money. You know, there's so many people in the world that would love to have the balls to be an entrepreneur, and they just can't get up off their ass to do it. And they're stuck in this vicious cycle of going nowhere. So congratulations to you. I tip my hat to you for getting up off your ass and doing something. It's a worthwhile cause. It may not be your life's calling. It may not be something you're going to do forever, but at least you're doing something that you're in control of and you're in the driver's seat. This is the world that we live in today, you know. There's more and more people that are forced to create businesses and streams of income for themselves because of the world we live in. It's just a fact of life. Corporations and companies are downsizing wherever possible to cut costs. They outsource overseas. You know, they're systematically firing a good portion of the full-time workforce to hire them with temporary worker and part-time workers because it's more cost-effective for them. So don't ever feel bad for creating some sort of business idea or some way to make money. Never feel guilty for it. And if there's ways that you can give back, or you have opportunities to give back and contribute to the world, do it whenever possible. I'll share an interesting story because I like to, you know, tell you guys stories in these videos that are real world experience. I have a very close friend of mine. You know, at one point, he actually felt so guilty about making money. He was going to go into the office with a briefcase with $100,000 in cash and then just hand it out to his staff. And a few of us were talking about this. It was over dinner. And he was like, you know, like, what do you think of this? And we all looked at him and said, you've worked your ass off for 11 years to create this business. And you've paid taxes on all that money that you've pulled out of the business. Why would you go and do that and just give it all away? You know, you can use this for better things. You've got a family, you've got children, you've got a wife, you know, you've got college funds to take care of and things like that. Have you take care of those things? And you can't go and take care of other people and give back unless you've really taken good care of yourself. Unless you're the best version of yourself, unless you're the strongest version of yourself, stop trying to fix everybody else's problems and fix your own, and stop feeling guilty for your success. Own it. Own that shit. Really own your success. And then go and give back. So I hope that answers your question, Mike. Sorry it took me 3 months to answer it. Guys, if this is the first video you've seen, make sure you subscribe to it, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and throw a comment in the video below. Let me know what you thought of it. Thanks so much. Talk to you guys later. Peace.